First time, audio tape being released by the Library of Congress tomorrow for all to hear. For music fans, it amounts to something of a Rosetta Stone on tape. These tapes were recorded by a record executive named Joe Smith, who once ran Warner Records, Elektra Asylum, and Capitol EMI. While working on a book in the 80s, he conducted over 200 hours of interviews on tape. As you'll hear from the stars, they help fill in some blank spots in modern music history. This whole sweet song. For starters, we get to hear Ray Charles explain why he can never sing the same song the same way twice, especially when people want to hear it exactly the way it is on the record.
I sing I Can't Stop Loving You, true. I sing Georgia, true. Ain't no way in the I can sing Georgia the same way.
A lot of the newly released interviews have to do with the Stones and the Beatles. Mick Jagger speaks candidly about the competition between the two.
I think it's very competitive. I mean, I think it still is competitive. It's a very competitive business.
Paul McCartney says the two bands actually got along in a sweet way, then goes on to talk about the Fab Four. McCartney, who admits to a strong sense of commercialism, gives a candid assessment of his mates, saying John and Ringo had natural wit, George had seriousness and ability. Then McCartney talks about something else, drugs, and Sgt. Pepper, the album that came to define the Beatles' psychedelic era.
Sgt. Pepper owes a lot to drugs, to pot and stuff. That was us getting into that. It was rather innocent compared to what you talk about these days. You're never sort of out of it on the floor like you'd hear about Stones sessions.
Finally, we hear from Yoko Ono, John Lennon's widow, who takes on a long, lingering rumor once and for all.
I didn't break up the Beatles. The Beatles were getting very independent. John, in fact, was not the first one who wanted to leave the Beatles. Paul was the only one who was trying to hold the Beatles together. But then again, the other three felt that Paul was trying to hold the Beatles together as his band. There was an incredible period of unpleasantness for John. So he was in fact delighted that he was out of it.
Yoko says Ringo was the first one who wanted out, and as time goes by, consider this. The Stones' 50th anniversary tour is underway, and today would have been Jimi Hendrix's 70th birthday. Our